Enjoy all moments. Enjoy all moments. Enjoy all moments. Enjoy all moments. Enjoy all moments.
Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to another edition of The Oil Within right here on Altar of Mercy TV. Thank you for joining us once again. Today we are going to be talking about a very interesting topic, which is actually titled How to Attract and Retain Great Talent in Your Organization. How to attract and retain great talent in your organization. And we have a very interesting guest who has a lot of experience in this area. As usual, my name is Howard Briggs. I'm your host for this show. Our guest is already seated. His name is Mr. Great Owete. He's an experienced HR consultant. He's actually a talent and leadership development consultant with over a decade of experience in the industry. He holds a bachelor's degree in sociology and a master's in managerial psychology. He's a member of several professional bodies I can't begin to mention, and I must say that he's currently the head of youth engagement and he's head of recruitment and youth engagement programs at Allen and Grant, a premier HR consulting firm with headquarters in Lagos. Mr. Great, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. As I said earlier, the topic is how to attract and retain great talent in your organization, and to a large extent we are going to be addressing this as you guys, how you can apply it as a small business owner. There are a lot of issues small businesses deal with when it comes to recruiting people and managing talent and keeping great talent in the organization. We're going to address all those issues. So Mr. Great, for the next 4 to 5 minutes, I would like you to just share on that topic, just your thoughts generally, what you think small business owners should take note of when to attract the right kind of talent and to keep people in the organizations for a reasonable amount of time.
Okay, thank you once again. Thank you for having me. Right. So this is one topic that that really interests me, especially because I've been doing this for the last 5 to 10 years of my life. So two key things always tickle my fancy. When you're talking about talent and we're talking about leadership, so you always find me excited about such conversation, and so I'm glad that you invited me to come share my thoughts around these topics. So there are two keywords in this topic: how to attract and retain great talent for your company or for your organization. Because how you attract may be different from how you retain. Right. So there are two important words we must take note of. So you first need to attract talent in your company, and then you have to retain. And so the strategies you use to attract is different from the strategy you use to retain. Right. So let me talk a bit about attracting. First, there's a word. Talent is a word that people say that business people always do not have rest, because every time they talk about talent, because there's always shortage of talent or shortage of the right skilled people that they need for their company. The word for talent was a word that was coined by McKinsey and Company, right? Somewhere around the 1990s, where there was now that awareness around talent strategies or talent shortages around the world, right? Caused by either demographic shifts, right? So many organizations or many countries in the world were experiencing more aged population and then lesser of young people. And so most of those aged population who seemingly have more of the experience were leaving the workforce, and then the younger generation that was coming into the workforce did not have the kind of experience that they were looking for the world of work. And so there was that gap, there was that demographic gap, and then so that brought us into the point where we had a lot of talent shortages, right? And so young businesses began to think of how do we fill this gap, right? So when we talk about attracting talents, there are various strategies depending on your industry, depending on your country, depending on your location. So how you are going to attract talent, for example, in my line of work I've experienced this, how you attract talent for a company that is operating, say, in Lagos. It's even from how you are going to attract talent for a company that, say, operates in Benin. I've worked in Lagos, I've worked in Benin, I work in Port Harcourt, and I've done talent work across many states in Nigeria, right? The strategies are very different, right? So, and it differs based on location, it differs based on industry, right? It differs based on organization, right? And the strategies you also use to retain such talent also differs. But there's one thing I know is that for every time you are looking for talent, you are looking for somebody who can solve your problem. Right? Every organization is looking for people who can solve their problem. No business person or no employer goes to goes to the labor market looking for somebody who is looking for a job. Nobody wants to employ a job seeker. Everybody wants to employ somebody who can solve a particular problem within their organization. Right? So you say somebody is a talent when the person has the knowledge, has the skills, and has the attitude or the ability to solve the problem that you have in your current organization, or the problem that you are already projecting that will occur in your organization. Now, I'll give you a good example. Let's say you are a business owner who has a revenue of 20 million naira annually, right? And then in the next 5 years or in the next 3 years, you are already projecting to expand to other locations, right? So as a business owner, when you are thinking of expansion, you are thinking who is going to help us increase this number of outlets, for example, or who is going to help us increase this number of revenue or this revenue base, right? So it's either you want to go from 10 million to 20 million. You are thinking of who can help us move from point A to point B. For every time you are thinking of growth, you are thinking of talent. There must be somebody who can help you move your business from point A to point B, because a business owner is limited without people, without the right kind of people, right? So how you attract those kind of people, right? It's a lot of work, right? And then when you now attract those kind of people, how do you now retain those people, right? A big factor around retainership is something you must always know, right? As an organization operating in any location, in any industry, is there's always an organization that is ready to outpay you in the industry. So if you are offering, and I'm giving you an example, for example, if you say you want to offer 100,000, there's another organization that is ready to always offer 200,000. So if what you pay is your only strategy for retaining talent, you may be kicking yourself on the you may be shooting yourself on the foot, right? So it's important to realize that there are different factors, not beyond just salary. There are different factors that you consider when you want to retain talent, right? So how you attract talent differs from how you retain talent, and it's important because you can create those strategies within your organization, and then you can also make them suit your industry and your location.
All right, so we'll just go for a short break, and then we'll come back. We'll address a few things as regards talent attraction and talent management and talent retention. Let's just go for this short break. We'll be back.
Welcome to Go Cash, your one-stop solution for seamless connectivity, easy mobile recharges, and thoughtful gift cards, simplifying your life one connection at a time. Go Cash eSIM enables you to stay connected on the go wherever you travel in over 190 countries and regions at affordable rates. We call it Travel eSIM. You may call it Data eSIM, International eSIM Card, or simply eSIM Travel Data. Say goodbye to unreliable local SIM cards and crazy roaming fees, and access mobile data services instantly on your phone. Install it remotely and get convenient connectivity while traveling internationally. Get your travel eSIM in 3 easy steps. 1. Buy, choose your travel destination and the eSIM data pack you want. 2. Install, add the travel eSIM to a compatible and unlocked device. 3. Instant internet connection. Instantly activate your data pack and stay connected on the go. To enjoy travel eSIM instantly, ensure you have the following: an eSIM compatible device. Check our list of supported devices to confirm if your device is compatible. Carrier unlocked phone. Make sure your phone is carrier unlocked to be able to install your eSIM. Wi-Fi connection preferred. For easy installation, it is recommended to have a stable Wi-Fi connection. Get started today and enjoy the freedom of data with Travel eSIM. You can activate your eSIM at the comfort of your home country and get instant connection when you arrive at your travel destination. Wireless refill. We call it mobile recharge. You may call it top up, mobile airtime, mobile credit, mobile load, or whatever you want. You're in the right place to send credit to a mobile anywhere in the world. Recharge mobiles online. Stay in touch with family and friends. Gift cards. Whether you're searching for entertainment gift cards online, want to buy shopping gift cards instantly, or need international gaming gift cards, we've got you covered. With these digital gift cards, you can treat your loved ones to their favorite entertainment platforms and services. So why wait? Start gifting today with ToGoCash.
Welcome back. We'll continue with our discussion on how to attract and retain great talent in your organization. All right. So I would like to ask Mr. Great. Many small businesses struggle to attract top talent due to budget constraints. What cost-effective strategies can they use to compete with larger corporations?
Okay, so thank you for that question. I mean, it's always a regular concern. Budget reason, because you can't compete based on budget when you are competing with larger organization. You have to find cost-effective strategy. And if there's something I know about my experience in helping organizations find talent, and there's something I know about working with talent, is talents like to work with leaders. So leadership is a big factor, when you attract, if you want to attract great talent. Leadership is a very big factor. Every talent that I know want to always work with inspiring leaders, growing leaders. I'll give you an example. There was somebody I was speaking to sometime last week, in one of the job fair that I facilitated, and the person was talking to me about how inspired she was about this popular banker, ex-banker, who now owns a holding company, the man with the red tie. It's a personal brand that everybody knows. The man with the red tie. And then she was telling me that she likes to work with XYZ Bank or XYZ Holdings. I don't want to mention the name of the organization, but when you hear the man with the red tie, it's a popular personal brand. And then out of curiosity, I was asking her, why do you like to work with such person? And she was talking about the personality of the executive in question. The personal brand, the affiliation, the organization. There are many things she was mentioning, and I realized, okay, people. She didn't mention anything about how much she was going to be paid in such organization, right? She mentioned how that she liked the so-called the front man, right, the leader of the business, right? She was attracted to the leader of the business,
to his brand.
Yes, the brand. How be it she does not know the person personally, right? But just by the kind of works and thoughts that he portrays in public, it attracted her interest to want to work in his organization. That's one. I'm putting that side by side with company brand, right? People want to work with an organizational brand that speaks of growth, that speaks of possibilities, that speaks of opportunities, right? People want to work with organizations where they can experience continuous growth, and that's something you can offer, right? If you want to attract great talent, because you may not be able to pay as much as the large organizations are paid. So do you want to create, number one, you want to create an employer brand that can attract people, right? And that's where social media helps you do that, right? Beyond social media, define a brand. What do people get when they work with you? That's what employer branding means. What do people get when they work in your company, right? When you define that, you can now put that in face of the public to attract the kind of talent that you are looking for. Something that organizations, talent are always looking for in many organizations is also continuous growth, right? How fast can they grow when they come to your company? Somebody joins your company in 2014, and then by 2016 the person is still the same. It means that there's no growth, right? So are there opportunities for growth? Are there opportunities for learning? Are there opportunities for improvement, right? Those are little things that you can put in place to ensure that talents are attractive, your company is attracting the right talent that you need for your business.
Okay. You said something about great talent wanting to work with great leaders and all of that. How do young entrepreneurs develop themselves and position themselves as great leaders so as they can attract the right kind of talent to their organization?
So, leadership is beyond a title.
Yes.
Sometimes people are CEOs and people are entrepreneurs and they feel like they are now leaders. No, you have a title, right? And that title only gives you the right to be a leader, but that title does not make you a leader. what makes you a leader is when you start growing into responsibility. And responsibility means that you start moving beyond your titles to build relationships with the people who work with you, right? Because people do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. So somebody works in your business or somebody works within your company, right? You must go out of your CEO role and engage with such talents, because that's what builds relationships. So people can see that, oh, I can trust my leader, right? I can trust my leader and I can tell my leader certain things. And over time you have built trust because you built relationships. You are engaging with the people who works within your business, and as you do that, you are exposed to the gaps within people's life that you can begin to, some of the things that you will not correct if you sit in your CEO office, right, as the boss. When you go out to engage your people, right, you begin to see those gaps and you begin to fill them with your words and with your actions, and you can now create programs and initiatives that can help them become better. People want to come to an organization, and after a few months or few years they can see that they are really becoming better just by working within your company. Another thing is that people do what they see, right? So you have to model growth, model learning, model leadership, right? So you cannot be telling people to grow if you as the CEO does not grow. For example, they want to see that you attend business meetings where you are learning stuff, new things about your industry, new things about leadership, and you are taking it back to the organization and you are creating learning opportunities. People love all of those things. There are some things that those are things that you may not be able to those are things that can give you an advantage that some large companies will not be able to offer, right, if you want to compete in that sense, right? So for me, as a business owner, you should model growth, you should model learning, you should model leadership, and people can see it and they want to be like that and they want to stay within your organization. Okay, interesting. All right, so one thing I've noticed, especially with small businesses, they feel they shouldn't invest so much in human capital development trainings and things like that. They feel if I train my staff, he will leave me, and at the end of the day my investment will be wasted. How do entrepreneurs balance this? What's your view about training, developing talent, especially for small business owners, and how do they manage it? Is it a loss if you finish training people and they leave you, or do you get them to sign a bond that you must work with me for 2.5 years, or otherwise you pay 3 million? How do you manage such situations especially for small businesses? Good question. Thank you. And I think the major problem is that we think every problem has to be dealt by training. So anytime you see a problem, you say go and train them, or they don't have training, or the money is too expensive. I don't think that training solves all the problem, right? And that's me trying to put the spotlight on what should be. So every time you talk about human capital development, you are not just talking about trainings. There are many interventions and initiatives. You must first understand what the problem is. So human capital development is not just about trainings. It's not just about trainings. Okay. For example, you should not be training somebody on what the person needs coaching for. Okay. Coaching and training is different. Okay, so you help us differentiate, because some people may not understand. Ideally, when somebody thinks of training, somebody says, "Oh, training is come to a brick and mortar class, sit in a class. Somebody is seated there to facilitate, and then after a few hours, you are given a certificate, and that's training." Right? There are some problems that a formal training won't solve. Okay. Whereas one-on-one coaching session would solve. One-on-one coaching session is different from training. Training, everybody comes to a class, or you are signed up to a virtual training like today that we have, and then somebody is facilitating. The idea of training is that somebody is facilitating the training, and somebody is speaking and is giving you sections upon sections, curriculum upon curriculum, and at the end of the day, you fill a training form and then you are given a certificate. Whereas coaching is different. Coaching is, I'm using questions to elicit response and to make you become better. That by the time you leave that session, you have gotten more awareness of yourself, and you have gotten more awareness of your problem, and then you are now providing solutions to your own problem. The goal of coaching is awareness, is to help you see right where the gaps are by yourself, and then make decisions, commit to decisions to becoming better. And sometimes it is not coaching, sometimes it's not training, sometimes it's just on the job activities. There are some activities you throw people in and they just develop by themselves. And I'll give you an example. Throw somebody into a big project that you are working on. Perhaps the person lacks skills in project management, right? No amount of book right, that you are going to read on project management that will help you become a better project manager until you throw somebody into the real project. That's when they begin to learn those skills. So every time you think of human capital development, it's not just formal trainings, right? It's not only coaching. That's why I said that if you want people to improve, if you want to develop human capital, you must understand the gaps. Right? That's where assessment comes in. You must understand diagnostics. You must understand what the problems are. Then you can now design the best suited method to solve those problems.
Okay. Because young professionals are also watching this program, how do young professionals position themselves as top talents, to be able to attract, to get the right kind of organizations they want to employ them? How do you position yourself? Like, for example, you have a personal website. What's the importance of having that? Just give me.
So I mean, you use the example of personal website.
Yes.
For me, that's branding, right?
Yes.
But branding is okay. I'll break it down into. I mean, I learned this from my boss, Gbenga Tutoye. So we call it the 3 C's, right? Content, container, and campaign.
Okay.
Right. And what does content mean? Content means, do you have the stuff? Do you have what it takes to do the job? You have the knowledge. You have the skills. That's content, right? Container is, do you look like it? Nobody wants to see you. People say that you should look the part, right? So you can have content and then you are not looking like the person who can deliver the job. I'll give you a good example. Imagine you are rushing God forbid, you are rushing somebody that is dear to you to an hospital, right? And then the person needs to be operated on, and they pointed somebody to you that's the doctor who is going to carry out this operation, and you see the doctor dressed shabbily. Are you going to trust that doctor with the life of somebody dear to you? No. So even if really the person is a doctor, right, with a certificate, knows the job, right, has the right content, but because the person doesn't look like a doctor, right, which is portraying excellence and portraying organization, you have doubts, right? So I have doubts. You may know something, you may have the knowledge, you may have the skills, but you are not looking like it. I have doubts that you can deliver on the job. Do you understand? So content, you have the knowledge, you have the skills, you can do the job. Container, you look like it. Then campaign is, there are many other person that look like it. There are many other person that knows your stuff. There are many other person that knows the job or that has the skills in that industry. What makes you different? How can we find you? So if I search your name on Google, for example, right, Great Owete, what will come out? Right, what perception will people have when they search your name on Google, or when they ask ChatGPT, who is this person? What comes out? What's the response they get? Those are every response that they get from the internet search, right, is a product of your intentional act of putting your stuff out there, right? So people want to know what you are good at, what you can do, and what you can deliver. So you have content, you have container, then you have campaign. These 3 things helps you to position yourself as a top talent that organizations are looking for.
Okay, I was just taking notes. Very important: content, container, and campaign. All right, we don't have much time left. You've said a lot, and I still feel like there are a lot of issues that we would have addressed, but maybe hopefully we'll bring you for another session. But just your final words on advice for entrepreneurs generally, as regards this topic, how they can get the best from their employers, what they can do to ensure they reduce labor turnover in their organization. Just final thoughts before you give us your contact.
Thank you. I mean, so if I want to say final thoughts for me would be, the world of work is not changing.